Good morning, family. Welcome to today's Lessons for Life. Today is Monday, August 10th, 2009, and we're reading in 2 Kings chapter 2. And before I begin, I always encourage you to read it for yourself. See if you get from me, email us, we'll put it on the blog. But as you read this chapter, you see it's talking about Elijah and Elisha. And Elijah is going to be leaving. He's going to be taken up to heaven in this chapter as you read. And I'm not going to go into an actual story because you're supposed to read it for yourself, but one lesson that I got from this is that if you're persistent, then you'll get a reward. If you're persistent, then you'll get a reward. Elisha was with Elijah, and Elijah had told him, well, stay here, I'm going to go on. But Elisha says, as long as you're here, as long as you live and the Lord lives, I'm going to stay by your side, because he knew that Elijah was going to be leaving. And even those around, he wasn't the only one, because the other prophets, as it says there, they too knew that Elijah was going to be leaving. But Elisha was persistent, and even the next time Elijah said, okay, well, stay here, I'm going to go on ahead. And Elisha says, nope, I'm going to be right by your side. And even the third time, Elijah does the same thing, and Elisha says no. And then what happens is, Elijah says, well, what are you going to want? Or what would you desire, I guess, really, when I leave? And Elisha says a double portion of your spirit. And so as you read through, you see for yourself that Elisha does end up getting that double portion of Elijah's spirit. But it was because of Elisha's persistence, that he didn't give up, following his mentor, staying by his side and being with him basically up until the very end. And that persistence that he demonstrated, or that he was consistent with, gave him that reward. And actually, if I think about it, that could be even another lesson that we could have got from yesterday's chapter 2. We was talking, remember the king was sending the messengers to Elijah. He was sending the captain over 50 to Elijah, and the first time it didn't work, the second time it didn't work again, yet he didn't stop. He sent the third time, and that third time he did get Elijah to come to him, even though it wasn't the end result maybe not been favorable for the king. But that persistence that he kept sending somebody out to go get Elijah to bring him, got him Elijah to come. So even in yesterday's chapter, so this chapter, and I like it when we read a chapter, and even following afterwards, not too long after, we see another lesson which kind of is similar, and even just to me confirms the lesson that we got for today with yesterday's, that it was their persistence, and that they kept being persistent at that thing, and then they finally got what they wanted for the king. He got Elijah to come, and in this chapter, Elisha's persistence with Elijah, he got that double portion of Elijah's spirit. So how we can use that in our life, we need to be persistent in the things that we want, that we desire. Even if you don't see the results on that first try, that second try, even the third try, continue to be persistent, continue to push ahead, push forward, and you will be rewarded for it if you can maintain that persistence. Now I'm thinking about how I can even use this for myself. There might be, well, not there might be, that, even in business, you have other clients that you might want to get, and I know myself there's certain other clients that I have looked at their business and I would like to have them as one of my clients. Persistence, I have to keep continuing to approach them, or even send them out different letters, or advertise to them, and that persistence over time will be rewarded. So that's how I'm going to personally apply this lesson for me, but you can see how you can apply it, that message of persistence and being rewarded for your diligence and your persistence. So with that, that is today's lesson of life. Create yourself a wonderfully blessed day today, and we'll talk again tomorrow.